Captains of Industry, brought to you by Airtel.
From its genesis in 1995, the Suzlon Energy Group has grown to become the fifth largest wind energy company in the world. The company has made great strides into Europe, with China and the United States effectively having a presence in over 32 countries. The company also has 10% of global market share in the wind energy space. Suzlon Energy, I think, personifies the rise of emerging markets and the shifts that we're seeing today in global corporate power. Gujarat-born Tulsi Tanti is our captain of industry tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. Now, before the break, you were telling us about your views on Africa.
Correct.
And whether or not the opportunities are ripe in the wind energy space. What are you doing in South Africa? You spoke about win-win, and in South Africa right now, the big issue, job creation through green technologies.
Correct.
And also boosting local manufacturing. How are you going to help?
Yeah, it's a very clear is there. The South Africa economy is growing very well, and we strongly believe the next 2 decades will continue to grow more than 6% GDP growth. In that context, we need more and more energy. Today, the country is using a 40 gigawatt is there, and going forward in the next decade, another 40 gigawatt we need. In that context, we have in the country is a 30 gigawatt is the very rich wind resource are available is there. So being a turbine manufacturing company and the specialized expertise of the emerging market point of view, we are here in the South Africa to develop the wind projects in the interest of the society, and same time to bring the energy for all, and also to bring the energy securities. But by doing these things, it's a very clear is our part of the business strategy to make industrialization plan. So that whenever we are building the projects and constructing the projects and everything, we require a lot of direct jobs, and a lot of our vendors and suppliers and the logistic companies has indirect jobs creations and everything. That is not for the building the projects, but we require for the next 20 years, we have to run and operate that. That is our commitment to our customers. So we require a wide range of the expertise of the talent in a continuous basis by cumulative effect on that. And that's we need, and that is creating the green jobs, and very clear. Each 1,000 megawatt of installation, nearly 2,000 direct jobs, and nearly 20,000 is indirect job is there. So that will be the good opportunity of the job creations and energy securities, and this project is coming in a rural part of the country, so we can bring the agriculture economy more sustainable way.
It's interesting that these are your views on South Africa, because if you speak to many others who are busy right now debating the integrated resource plan, there's a huge issue around the monopoly of Eskom, the imperative to continue to build power plants, so we're going to continue on a carbon program.
Correct.
And what is seen as Eskom muscling out independent power producers. And the argument is that the government hasn't done enough to create incentives for IPPs coming through. What's your view?
I think it's not really that like what you are recommending. It's a different environment is there. Eskom is not creating any barriers and any hurdles on that ground. But at the same time, in a Department of Energy, it's a very regulated systems are there, and there is a single purchase divisions are there, and there is a dedicated funds are allocated by the government treasury to work and acquire the IPP projects and everything. And that is a huge, the barriers are there between two groups. So that is a China wall systems are there. So I don't see that is the issues are there. And based on last 2 days, my dealing with and understanding with the government officer, we come to very clear is there. The government is seriously looking for the renewable development and more sustainable economy, job creations, and energy securities are going. And Eskom is also same time is interested to support this development and everything, because country need really more and more energy. We cannot work on that environment, but we have to understand any emerging economy country, this is the learning phase is there. So we have to protect the common people interest also, and I think that government is doing very well.
I said earlier on that Forbes once named you one of the 10 richest men in India, but that was before the global credit crisis.
Correct.
Is it important to you, that kind of title? Do you care when people look at you and say, wow, he's one of the big guns in India?
First of all, let's that is my family wealth is there. It's nothing to me any influence on my mission and my directions of the work. I am working with the very clear missions. That whatever business we can do, I should create a good impact on a society. I create a better world for our next generation, and the same time I can bring the good energy security and the sustainable development of the country's economy and the global economy. So I am working personally, me and my family, it's for the mission only, nothing for the wealth. You will be surprised. I don't have my own villas and I don't have my own house. I am living in a rented apartments. That is the profile I have. So I'm not working for the creating.
Why are you living in a
wealth.
rented apartment? My mother would say to you that means you'd have no security.
No, that's not an issue, is there? Because when I'm working for the sustainable development, I should not consume more. Right? That is the very clear, and I have to practice first. And that's why our the headquarter in Pune, in India, is the one of the greatest and greenest campus in the world is there, which is we have created for our people and everything. And we have showcased to the world that this is the sustainable model is there. So if I am working for the mission of the sustainable development, and for that first I have to practice there. So it's the social, economy, ecological, sustainable development, and to bring the better world for our children. So I'm working for that mission. So wealth is maybe plus or minus. The capital market can decide the value. That's fine.
And absolutely, you know that. But going back to the title of one of the 10 richest men in India, how would you want people to describe you? If they shouldn't see you in monetary terms, how should they see you?
The people should see me as a renewable man, right? It's a wind man, right? So that's enough for me, title is there. And they feel, really I am creating better world for my next generations. That's the identity is there. And part of that, so many the large global organizations has awarded me, like UN has also given a champion of earth. So that's the good the wind man. So that is the one of the title is given by the organizers. I think that's the personal satisfaction, and that giving me the motivation to work more and more and go to the closer and closer to the people and to create a better world for them.
Talking about money come, money gone, obviously you know this because after the recession, I mean, we're told that the market share price of your company lost at some point 90% of its value, and you needed to recover all of that, and that impacted on your net worth and those kinds of issues. Are these challenges that emerging market companies are going to have to face, for instance, as they move and operate in a world that has so much uncertainty? Is that share prices are volatile, investors run away, and you have to keep on moving. How do you keep on moving?
I think it's a very clear situation is there. The last 2 years, we can say the worst part is over for us, because the global economy has gone on a downwards, and also the financial crisis was developed. And as you know, our business operation is in 32 countries, and most of that countries are developed world is there. So we are heavily dependent on those economy development and other thing, and that has collapsed some of the degree. So we have shifted in the last 2 years our focus area in all the emerging economy market like India, China, Brazil, South Africa and Mexico, those market, because we believe this economy will be long last and it will continuously grow in that directions. So we are bringing our global expertise and competency on those market very aggressively, and we are recovering very fast, and now I can say the worst is over and we are moving on a very right and very positive direction. And again we will gain the whatever the strength and competency we will gain very fast.
You and your brothers own 70% of Suzlon Energy, and this is an intriguing issue for many of us in Africa, because it seems to be most of the Indian multinationals are family-owned businesses. Firstly, why is that? But secondly, as you expand your footprint into 32 countries, you now have diverse shareholders, varying complexion of executives who you need to work with. And people often question whether these family businesses can adapt to globalization.
Correct. Absolutely. Day one, we are fully aware about that. Sitting in India and in developed economy like that, and if you want to build the global empire, it's not easy job, first of all. Yeah, if you are sitting in a developed world, it's more easy because your infrastructure, your systems, your process, talents, management bandwidth is available is there. So we have taken the challenge on that part of areas, and we have bring out the unique business management model is there. We have gone to the complete decentralized management systems, not the centralized management. Each country we have a dedicated management team is there, and we are driving as an entrepreneurship approach to create the value and create the opportunity for all our stakeholders, and we are empowering very big way and giving free hands to them. Let's take example in South Africa. We have started and set up our Johannesburg office, and we have hired the local managers, which is ESCOM person, Mr. Silas is there, and under him we are developing the management team. He will drive that. So same in 32 country, it's a complete decentralized management is there, so that it can be manageable. It is a big challenge for the family-owned companies.
Right.
But if you take an example of the world, whether it is Germany or whether it is US,
Right.
whether it is other, the most successful organization in the world even today
Right.
is the family-owned, because there is a full commitment of the family is there behind the organization, and they are driving the organizations
What
in
happens
a
if
more
one
efficient
family
way.
member wants to pursue another path?
Yeah, we are a 16
There's
member.
like serious loyalty issues that come up.
Yeah, but we are 16 family members, are joint families. We are living together and working together. If any of family members wants to do any of the diversification and other growth within our value chain, it's a huge opportunities are there. So that is indirectly they are complementing the certain things, and same time they are independent. So they can work with independent environment, but add the value in the group value chain systems. So that is a good win-win situation. And we are the 4 brothers, all our engineers are there. So we are enjoying this work and working in the interest of the nation and the society.
Recently you made acquisitions in Belgium and also in 2007 in Germany. And when people look at some of those acquisitions, they describe your strategy as aggressive. How do you respond when people say you're an aggressive man in the boardroom?
Being an entrepreneur, I should be aggressive first of all, but it should be a conscious aggressiveness with the very clear risk mitigation plan and risk assessment plan. And without the risk management or risk appetite, you cannot able to grow. So we have to balance out and work with around that. So we are in the right time, the acquisition of that, because organic growth, whatever was possible, we have achieved. For us to become a more and more globalized and to bring the more global competency. So part of that our strategy, we have gone in organic growth. And that's we acquired the Hansen, which is a Belgium-based company, the second largest gearbox company in the world. And this another company, RE Power in Germany, we acquired, which is the 3rd largest German company is there. And also they are high end of the technology. So that was the huge complementary strength in our value chain. And that has given a huge sustainable development of the business and to access of the European market.
Others look at you and they say you're very proper and you're unassuming. Now, if people call you unassuming, they could make the mistake of seeing you as weak. How do you respond to that?
I think each individuals or each person has a different perception when they see. It's like coin. Both side is there, but the people can identify the different way. But what we are doing is the right directions are there and right values for the society is there. I think that is the biggest contribution for the global society.
Your family is obviously very important to you. You work with your brothers, you live with them, you grow the business with them. Besides family, what are the values you hold dear? The mantra by which you live, by which you run your company, by which you conduct your life?
My mission is only one direction is there. Real create a value to the societies, because the way global world has grown today, and if we continue like that, we will kill our global human resources in a worldwide. That is not a sense, whether it is a 2050 or whether it is a 2100. For me, is a very good directions are very clear in the life. What should I do best for the global society, and not just 17,000 megawatt the wind project, but I am looking 100 gigawatt of wind project in the world that I would like to see, and I want to create a real impact and create a great value for the next generation. I think that is the biggest satisfaction. So my children should not criticize me, I have not built the world properly, and I have not destroyed the world. At least they should enjoy the better life in the next world.
Tulsi Tanti, I thank you so much for being with us, for providing us your visionary insights of where the world ought to be going in future, as, adopting a more energy conscious and efficient program, doing it for society, doing it for his children, doing it for humanity. A real example of the new age businessman from the emerging markets taking charge across the world.